So our last question is a systems question. So the price of a stock over a 12-month period decreased then increased according to this equation, where X is the number of months. So we have another stock that increased according to this equation over the same 12-month period. So we want to solve the two equations. We want to know when these two stocks would equal one another. So we're going to set them both equal to each other. So 0.75x squared minus 6x plus 20 equals 2.75x plus, let's try as 1.5. If you want to put 1.50, that's fine. Don't really need it. What we want is this to equal 0. So we're going to subtract the 2.75x. We're going to subtract it from the x over here. So we get 0.75x squared minus 8.75x plus 20 equals 1.5. So from there, still doesn't equal 0. Subtract 1.5 from both sides. So we get 0.75x squared minus 8.75x plus, that would be 18.5. Okay, so we have a couple different ways of going through it from here. We could try factoring. Bad thing with factoring is that these numbers, really weird, they have decimals, it's probably not going to factor well. So we should probably go to the quadratic formula. So A is 0.75, B is negative 8.75. Wow, I'll put the decimal in the wrong spot. It's negative 8.75, and C is 18.5. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and put it into the quadratic formula. To give myself a bit more room, I went ahead and deleted everything else from this screen. So once we get it all plugged in, we want to start simplifying it. So we have the opposite of a negative, which makes that positive 8.75, plus or minus square root. We're going to put that all in the calculator, and we're going to keep this as exact as we can. So 21.0625. Okay, the more exact we can keep it now, the more accurate our answer is going to be in the end. So I know, just because this has a decimal, it's not a perfect square. So what we're going to do is we're going to split it up. So 8.75 plus the square root 21.0625 over 1.5, and then once where it's minus. Once we get it separated, we're going to put in the calculator in two steps. So we're going to put the numerator in first, figure out what that is, divide it by the denominator. So when we add, we're going to get x is about, since we're talking about months, we could have a decimal, but we typically don't talk about months as in 3.2 months from now. So we're just going to round them. So when we add, it's about 9 months. So we get 8.8. When we subtract, we get about 2.7. So that's about 3 months. So the price will be the same for these. Remember, we want complete sentences. After about 3 months, same after about 3 months and 9 months. If we would have a negative month, we would ignore it. Since this question is only talking about a 12-month period, if we got a number bigger than 12, we'd ignore that as well. But both of these are fine. So pretty much we set the equations equal to each other, set equal to 0, solved it.